Well, as you heard in our weather report from Joe Guy, the South African Weather Service last night issued a warning for severe thunderstorms across Gauteng. Forecasters say residents should prepare for heavy downpours, possible localized flooding and large hail as unstable conditions intensify across the province. For more, we are joined by the City of Johannesburg's Emergency Management Services spokesperson, Robert Mulwazi. Robert, again, thank you always for talking to us. Let's begin with yesterday and last night. I'm not sure if there were any incidents yesterday. I know that there were major lightning storms, but I'm not sure if they caused any damage or anything to worry about from last night before we get into today.
Good morning, Leanne, and morning to the viewers. So far, so good. We have not yet recorded any major incidents which occurred overnight and this morning due to severe thunderstorms which we received overnight and earlier on this morning. So we still remain on high alert, monitoring all our 7 regions of the city, targeting especially our low-lying areas, since we are told that we still going to have a lot of rainfall throughout this week. So from our side, we have put in place all our disaster management monitoring teams. All our fire stations are fully operational. So we have got teams who are normally monitoring, especially on our river streams, to see the water levels and ensure that we don't have any incidents in those spaces. So far, we're still on high alert to ensure that we can be able to respond to all the emergencies which might occur.
All right. So, I mean, we've got forecasters that are predicting that there are going to be some severe hailstorms. They say that this current weather pattern over the province will cause a high risk of severe storms. So let's talk about possible localized flooding and issues like that, particularly the hotspot areas that you will be looking at and really on standby for.
Yeah, when we have, during that your December, January holiday season, normally in Johannesburg, we do receive a lot of rainfall, but it looks like this year, we're still going to receive a lot of rainfall. So what you will have, you find out that we've got a number of river streams which are cutting across residential areas, which are mostly our informal settlements. So most of our residents in those areas, they have to cross river streams when they're conducting their daily activities, of which there's a risk there of maybe them being, swept away while they're trying to cross those areas. So we normally plead with them to try and avoid crossing those areas. Instead, use those designated pedestrian bridges which are there for them to cross from one area to the other. And we also have a challenge in terms of, faith-based organizations. Now that the water levels are much more higher. And during this festive season, you normally have, baptisms and cleansing rituals which are conducted in all those 3 main river streams which I've mentioned, which is Kalfontein, Jackskei, and also Klip Valley River Stream. So most of these baptism are conducted like midnight. So of which there's a risk of people being washed away while they're conducting those baptism and cleansing rituals. So hence we always plead with our residents to avoid, conducting those rituals now that we have got the water current is much more stronger now. The risk of one being washed away is much more high. So those are some of the challenges which we have, which we try and intensify our campaigns now through our public education office to go out to these hotspots, try and educate the faith-based organizations who are conducting the rituals about the safety now that we are in this rainy summer season.
All right, let's leave it there. Robert, we know that we can always call you and check in with you if there anything we need to speak about, and just again heeding warnings, please, everybody living in these areas, that these level 4 warnings have been put out there. But we will bring you a more comprehensive weather report, and we'll tell you exactly where those warnings are situated, and that's with Joel Guy a bit later. Robert, thank you and good luck. Thank you very, very much. City of Johannesburg's Emergency Management Services spokesperson.